Hello guys, I'm Max and today I will tell you about a very interesting topic. Name of topic is History of Mobile. Let's start it. The first working system powered vehicle was designed and quite possibly built by Ferdinand Verbis, a Flemish member of Jesuit mission of China around 1672. It was a 65 cm 26 in long scale model try for the Kingllor Emperor that was unable to carry a driver or a passenger. It is not known with certainty if Verbna's models was successfully built or run. Nicholas Joseph Kingllor is valiantly credited with building the first full-scale self-propelled machine vehicle or car in about 1769. He created a system-powered tricycle. His construction two steam tractors was for the French army, and one of which persevered in the French National Conservatory of Arts and Crafts. His inventions were, however, handicapped by a problem with water supply and maintaining steam pressure. In 1801, Richard Trevithick built and demonstrated his Puffing Devil road locomotive, believed by many to be the first demonstration of a steam-powered road vehicle. It was unable to maintain sufficient steam pressure for long periods and was a little practical use. The development of external combustion engine is detailed as part of history of the car, but often treats separately for the development of true cars, apparently of steam-powered road which vehicles were used during the first part of the 19th century, including steam cars, steam buses, pitons, and steam rollers in the United Kingdom. Sentiment against them led to the Locomotive Acts of 1865. In 1807, Nicanor Nips and his brother Claude created was probably the world's first international combustion engines, which they called a Pirelop here, but they chose to install in it a boat on the River Saône in French. Coincidentally, in 1807, the Swiss inventor French Isaac de Rivas designed his own de Rivas international combustion engine and used it to develop the world's first vehicle to provide by such an engine. The Nicopas Pirelop was followed by a mixture of liquid powder and dried spores of the liquid plant, friendly crushed coal dust and rice that were mixed with oil, where the Rivas used a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. Neither design was very successful, as was the case with others such as Small Browell, Samuel Morey, and Etienne Lenoir with his Hippomobile, who each produced vehicles usually dated carriages or cars powered by international combustion engines. In November 1881, French inventor Gustave Trouillot demonstrated the first working three-wheel car powered by electricity at the International Exposition of Electricity Paris. As to several others, German engineers, including were working on the problem, and about the same time. The year 1886 is regarded as the birth year of the car, where the German Karl Benz patented his Benz patent Motorwagen. He is generally acknowledged as the inventor of the car. In 1879, Benz was granted a patented for his first engine, which had been designed in 1878. Many of his inventions made the use of the international combustion engine feasible for powering a vehicle. His motor wagon was built in 1885 in Mannheim, Germany. He was awarded a patent for his invention as of his application of 29 January 1886 under the auspices of his major company Benz and Cia, which was founded in 1883. Benz began production of the vehicle on 3 July 1886, and about 25 Benz vehicles were sold between 1888 and 1893, when his freeze for Volvo was introduced along with the cheaper models. They also were provided with 4-stroke engines or his own design. Emile Roger of France, already producing Benz engines under license, now added the Benz car to his line of products because France was more open. The early cars intensely more were built and sold in France through Roger, and Benz sold in Germany. In August 1888, Benz, the wife of Karl Benz, undertook the first road trip by car to prove the roadworthiness of the husband's inventions. In 1896, Benz designed and patented the first international combustion flat engine, called a boxer motor. During the last year of the 19th century, Benz was the largest company in the world with 572 units produced in 1899, and because of the size, Benz and Cia become a joint stock company. The first motor car in Central Europe and of the first factory-made cars in the world was produced by a Czech company, Nesseldorf Wagenbau, later remembered to Tatra. In 1897, the President Automobile Demel and Maybench founded Demate Motor Gesellschaft DMG in 1819 and sold the first car in 1892 under the brand name Daimler. It was a horse-drawn stagecoach built by another manufacturer with a retrofitted with engine of their design. By 1895, about 13 vehicles had been built by Daimler and Maybench, either at the Daimler work or the Hotel Hermann, where they set up shop. After this disputes with backers, Benz, Maybench and Daimler teams seem to be unaware of each other early work. They never worked together. By the time of the merger of the two companies, Daimler and Maybench were no longer part of DMG. Daimler died in 1900, and later in that year, Maybench designed an engine named Daimler Mercedes that was placed in the special order model built to specifications set by Emile Jelnek. This was a production of small number of vehicles for Jelnek to race and market in his country. 2 years later, in 1902, a new model DMG car was production, and the model was named Mercedes after the Maybench engine, which generated 35 HP. Maybench quite damaged shortly, sweetly, and opening the business of his own right to the Daimler brand, and name were sold to other manufacturers. Sorry. In 1892, German engineer Rudolf Diesel was granted a patent for a new rational combustion engine. In 1897, he built the first diesel engine, steam, electric, and gasoline-powered vehicles competed for deciders with gasoline international combustion and engineers achieving dominance in the 1910s. All various pistonless rotary engine designers have attempted to complete with the conventional piston and crankshaft design, and Mazda's versions of the Wankel engine has had more than very limited sockets. All in all, in its estimates that over 100 and 1,000 patents created in modern automobile and motorcycle. It is all. See you next video. All the best.